Now we're going to talk about finding the nth roots of a complex number. So an nth root means if you take it to the nth power, you get back the original number. So what we're saying is that, so we could say z is an nth root of r cis theta if z to the n equals r cis of theta, right? Something's a square root if you can square it and get back to what you started with. Okay, so here's the crazy thing. When you're finding the nth root, so whether that's the square roots or the cube roots or the fifth roots, there's going to be n of them, which means if we ask for the square roots, there'll be 2, which we're pretty used to. If we ask for cube roots, there'll actually be 3 of them. Okay, if we ask for the fifth roots, there'll be 5 of them. So the first one, there's a couple of things you're first going to write down. You're going to write down what your n is and what theta over n is and what 2 pi over n is. Okay, we're going to do this in radians. So then after we find the first one, which is the nth root of r cis of theta over n, then to find the rest of them. So if we had the fifth roots, we'd find the one, and then we'd need to find the next 4. The thing out in front, the nth root of r, will stay the same. And then to the angle each time, you're going to add this 2 pi over n. So you'll add 1, and then you'll add that to the next one each time. So that's why you want to find that 2 pi over n, and every time you'll add it. So we want to find the square roots of 2 plus 2 squared to 3i. Now, since we've already gone through how to convert that to polar coordinates, I'm going to tell you that 2 plus 2 squared to 3i is the same as 4 cis of 60 degrees. Okay? So, first of all, we want the square root of our number out in front, 4. So that's 2 is going to go out in front of all of them. Our n here is 2. So our theta, now we want this in radians, so this should be pi over 3. So our theta over n will be pi over 3 over 2, which will be pi over 3 times the reciprocal of 2 over 1, which is 1/2. So pi over 6. And then 2 pi over 2 is pi. Now, since this has a denominator of 6, we want to think of this like 6 pi over 6. So our first one, the square root of r cis of theta over 2, will be 2 cis. We found that theta over 2 to be pi over 6. Our next one, which we'd only have one more since it's the square roots, we'll still have the 2. We'll have cis. And what we're going to put in here, it would be pi over 6 plus this 2 pi over n that we found, plus 6 pi over 6. So this will be 7 pi over 6. And those will be our 2 square roots. Okay, we're going to do another one. So it says find the 6th roots. We'll have 6 of them here, of -4 plus 4i. And this is the same as 4 square root of 2 of cis of 3 pi over 4. Okay, so this is our n. Our n is 6. Okay, so in all of them, we are going to have the 6th root of 4 square root of 2. And then theta over n would be 3 pi over 4 over 6. So we'd take 3 pi over 4 times 1/6. So we'd have 3 pi over 24, which we can reduce down to pi over 8. Okay, and then we want, what we're going to add each time will be 2 pi over n. So 2 pi over 6 would be the same as pi over 3. Now we're going to want to have a common denominator here, and we're going to be adding pi over 8, and then we'll be adding pi over 3. So we're going to have a common denominator of 24. So this will be the same as 3 pi over 24. And then when we get ready to add, we'll know that this is the same thing as 8 pi over 24. Okay, so our first one that we're going to have here, remember the first one is the nth root of r CIS of theta over n. So that's our 6th root of 4 square root of 2 CIS of pi over 8. Now our next one, we're always going to have this 6th root of 4 square root of 2 out in front, but we're going to have CIS, we're going to add the 8 pi over 24 to our 3 pi over 24. So that'll be 11 pi over 24. For the next one, we'll still have this out in front. We're going to add another 8 pi over 24 to what we had here, so it'll be 19 pi over 24. So that gives us 3. Now our fourth one, it'll be CIS. We'll add another 8 pi over 24, so that'll give us 27 pi over 24. So that's 4. Our fifth one, we'll add another 8 pi over 24, so that'll give us 35 pi over 24. And then our last one, will be 43 pi over 24. Okay, so every time we're just adding this 8 pi over 24 to each of to the theta, our last theta. So those are the 6th roots of -4 plus 4i.